I want to say that I have my mother on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, we are streaming around the world. So I have my mom on the line, and we're going to have a conversation. It's going to be about 10 minutes where we're going to sit and we're talking. So, Mom, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Hey, artists. Hey, y'all.
I have you on the air because I've been blogging for a long time. I think you know that I do what I do. And the issue happened in Chicago. An order of protection was given. So I want you to give your honest opinion of why you and the family decided to get an order of protection against me.
Well, we felt that I knew you was angry because of the church and all that. And I felt you just, all that anger built up and you just blew up, got mad. We all got mad. And Mama, she up in age and we want her to be going through, all that kind of madness.
Mm-hmm.
However, disrespectful, you curse, and you talking to us like, you know how I am. But we cannot have all that in Mama's house. She's a Christian woman.
Mm-hmm.
She did me the same way. She told me if you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen. I got out the kitchen. You got to learn that you do have to respect. You ain't got to like it, but you got to respect it. Especially when you in your grandmama's house. I don't care who house you in. In life, you got to learn how to give respect, and especially to your elders. I don't care how mad you is. Mom and Daddy have made me so mad, but I still yet had to show respect. Because why? I ain't had nowhere to go. If they would have put me out, where was I going to go? If you don't want to abide by the rules, yeah, you got to go. We just felt you was angry and you was just, to me, you was just hurt. And hurt and anger don't mix together. Point blank, it just do not mix together. And you just needed some time. We had to, I felt Mama said to show you some tough love, and I did too. But all that's past us now. So now we can, since it's all past us now, we can work on trying to, me and you, we've been talking and getting along way more better than that last time we had our little thing with the police getting involved and all of that. But all this old crap about raping your grandmama, only sick people will come up with something like that. So you got to get out of listening to all that negative, stupid talk. Talking about raping your grandmama, that's a sick, very sick crap that they will come up with. Now that's what they got out there. But we know you ain't raped mama. But you know what? People gonna believe what they want to believe. They'll believe any doggone thing. And you got to get out of what people say. The hell with them. You think and some of them is going through with in homes where they have family members that are raping and all this stuff. While they sitting up there just they ain't got nothing else to talk about. So that's what pisses me off. That you got to get out. Why? Stop. Get out of people. That's what gets me angry with you. Get out. The hell with what they got to say. They got problems. You think they ain't got problems? Get out of what they got to do. These folks ain't reverent. Who is them? That's a lot of damn nerve. It really is. All the stuff that's going on. And they sitting here to dish out that type of lie. That's what y'all came up with. Okay.
And I'm glad that
Get out of people.
and then, I'm glad you resolved that,
Please.
because the reason why I'm doing this interview to explain to people, because a lot of people saying that we don't talk, a lot of rumors are coming out, and we do talk. Now, when the order of protection came out, and I was explaining to my audience that I did have a mental breakdown, I wasn't eating, wasn't sleeping, because I never was a cursor. I never was a disrespectful child.
You wasn't.
I was never
You was the child that never had no problems. I can honestly say had no problems out of. That's why I knew someone right. I said, "Oh Lord, how much?" It was a lot. You was just doing way too much, doing all this work in these hours, day in, day out, and then you with the church and everything. Yeah, that probably was hurtful. That okay. Marquise, you can't sing in the choir. This is the thing that a lot of churches out here do not believe in the gays in the church and things in that nature. So you're going to go through that anyway. You're going to have to learn how to deal with that, because that's just how the world is. You got people that ain't even in the church don't believe in gays. So that's just something you have to deal with. I have no problem with somebody being gay. I can care less. I can't put you in heaven nor can I put you in hell. You could be gay, you could be a transgender. I don't give a doggone. As long as you showing me respect, I can respect you. I look at you as a person and as my son. I didn't never had no problem with that. When you get people's involved in it, that's where it really blows up and get out of control, because everybody got something to say. Everybody got something to say. So I can understand with the church, it's tight, but it's right.
Yeah, and it really, I think I remember the day when they told me you can't direct the choir because of your sexuality. That hurt me because I grew up in the church. I was very active in the church. I would open up the church doors. I would help collect the offering. So it hurt me. And so with family, and it's also with families, you know what I'm saying? And so that really hurt me. And at that time, I didn't know how to express my anger. I didn't know how to express myself. I just went out ghetto and just started cursing. And I got that from you.
Right.
I got that I had got that from you, because I was like, okay, this is what my mama do. I was saying this is what I grew up in, and so that's what I did. And so I would like to publicly apologize, to them for cussing in my grandmother's home. But I never was disrespectful towards her. I was being disrespectful to certain members in the church, and since she's a part of that church for decades, she don't like that. And she, you know what I'm saying? She's from the old school, and so I can't change how my grandmother thinks. I can't change that. And that's something I have to learn once I move to Texas.
Yeah, well, I ain't gonna lie. When I get real mad, somebody make me mad, I'm gonna go off. You take me there, I'm gonna go with you. And I'm gonna come as hard as I can. But the one thing I would not do, and shall not, and would never do, never did. I done got, how they preached in the church. You cannot have babies. You have to be married. You can't be living and shacking with nobody. Yeah, they preached at us. It's just hard. But you can't never change God's word. That's man's law. Okay, same-sex marriages. But that don't mean it's right with God. That's what you just didn't.
I didn't understand that. I didn't want to. At that point,
but you didn't. But the thing was, though, Marquise, you couldn't get mad. You can't change, but you can't change that.
Right.
Period.
And I know that now, and I understand that. But I was angry. I was pissed. I was just pissed, and I didn't. I wasn't sleeping, and I was stressed. And you talked about me working all those hours. I worked a lot of hours. I was working 120 hours per pay period, and that wasn't good either. That wasn't good either.
That's just ridiculous.
That was crazy.
I don't know why you was doing that.
I don't know.
I can see if you had a lot of kids and you trying to work to become a child, you ain't have no kids. You ain't have to do that.
I definitely was doing
like
that.
I said, you just, I don't know, the way you handled it, you didn't have to go that route.
Yes.
And you know, I don't do no YouTubes and all. You know, some people, they ain't got this or they whole life just around them. I got to see what's going on. That's why they come up with all this crazy crap. Yeah, y'all know I'm gonna talk about y'all, and I don't care what you got to say about me. But you know, that's a little bit too much. That's just too much. That's too much doggone time. They just dedicate their time. I mean, hey, if that's what y'all choose to do, do you? But if you're gonna do it about something positive. Do it to make a change. Not to be saying, oh, child, you saw my keys, woo. If you gonna, I mean, God, damn. Do something that's gonna make a difference. That's what got me. The way you went about doing it. And that's all people want to see, especially when the family coming like that. They were just eating that alive. But I bet out all them folks, how many really reached out to you and said, you know what, brother, you're going through something. I'm here for you. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for your family, that you all come together. I'm talking about people that's true to you.
Is that one?
They love drama.
And you know what? And that's one thing too about, you know, the church. No one reached out. And I really believe that they probably still love me, but no one reached out and said, you know, is he okay mentally wise? And so when I went to Texas and I went inside of a public library, it was a whole nother, and I went off. And so they diagnosed me with bipolar, and I realized that I have something that's, you know, that's not going right. And so I understand that now, that I have a lot of work to do, but I still not there. I still allow people to have words, and I still will go off because I when people say something, I just go off. I go off, and then, you know, I always have to respond to something. I just cannot ignore that. I'm not there yet. Even though you tell me to ignore it, don't let the lies get to you, I still go off.
Well, that's a process you have to go through. That's a process. But the one thing I am learning, get out of people. Get out of people. Get out of them. Trust me. Because they going to always have something to say. Why give yourself high blood pressure? Because it's worried about what people say. They going to always have something to say. They going to have something to say after this video. They recognize this, that, and that. I ain't studying what people got to say. Because none of them they not paying my bills. They don't live my life. They don't know me, and I don't know them. Get out of people. You got to get out of that. And it's a process. You got to get out of it.
Yeah.
If that was the case, my case, it wouldn't be no actors out here when look, they talk about celebrities. Look at the reality show. They would go on there, boy, they'd be on there. You see thousands and thousands of people. I'm like, God damn. They are like they getting the million. The way they spend the time. Why you think they got reality show? Because what do people like? Drama. They feed off of it. But somebody out there, one of your viewers, they done went through some stuff, what they found. You got somebody sick figure, like, well, you know what? They back, you know, they building themselves coming together. Ain't nothing a lost cause. I wasn't gonna never throw the towel in on you. And for them to say for people to be going out here saying stupid stuff, you rape your grandmama, now that's just sick. They should be shaming themselves. That means they ain't had, that's all they could come up with. They couldn't come up with nothing else. So you can't worry about that. We know the truth. As long as we know it and God know it, that's all that matters. The hell with them. I don't care what they think. Maybe they got some stuff, somebody might have got raped and they found trying to put it on somebody else. Just said, well, let me take this person down with me. Let me make up this lie. You never know. It is what it is.
I'm enjoying
we
this.
had our issue.
Yes, and I think every family had an issue, and I apologize, you know what I'm saying, to the family for putting the information out publicly, because I have a show and I put the information out publicly. And let's talk about Armon Wiggins, because everybody is talking about that interview that you and Tamara did. Why did you do the interview?
I did the interview to really, a lot of anger was in me because I was the actor. Yes, I was angry. All this stuff building up. I'm trying to do this and I'm trying to do that. And I just like, everything just started piling up. But I felt that Armon Wiggins, I thought that I would make some type of difference, and somebody would, they would look and be like, well, this is a mother that her son is going through some whatever is going on. Everybody going crazy. The family is just going up, went totally crazy. And I said, but the conclusion of all of that went on, maybe it'll help somebody else, is that you can rebuild your relationship. You might set things out of anger. You don't mean them. Like, I didn't mean a lot of that stuff I was saying. I was angry. I was angry. I was livid. I was totally livid. And I said, let me go and clear up some stuff, because some of the stuff you were saying was way gone. And like I said, I do not have nothing against gay people. You tried to make she hate me because I'm gay, and I knew that was totally untrue. I'm your mother. I knew before you even told me. Look, you're my son, and I'm gonna love you no matter what. I don't care nothing about you being gay. If that's what you choose to do, that's your life, that's your decision. I'm not that kind of person. A person gay, oh, I don't want to be around them. No, I'm not like that. That's what I went on the Armon Wiggins show to let the world know. But calling somebody fag, some people took that like, oh, she gay bash and things, and I was angry. Mm-hmm. I was angry. If a game bang, I was the thug bastard. I was angry. So you know I was gonna go there. But I have nothing against gays, transgender, nothing at all against it.
Mm-hmm. Because when you
I believe in gay rights. I totally believe in gay rights. Because
when you went on a Armon Wiggins show, that hurt me. Because that felt as though like, wow, my own family, it really, it hurt me. Even though the stuff that I was saying, because now that I'm sober-minded now, it really hurt me that you and my sister went on that show.
And you hurt, we felt hurt.
And I hurt you all too, and I apologize for that. Because I've said some evil stuff. And I felt really hurt because I'm your mama. I'm like, oh, this boy, oh my God. It was just like, you couldn't really absorb, because I never had no problems out of you. You was the one, like, she ain't never cursed. You ain't never cursed in front of her. If you cursed, I would never know. So all that went down. I knew you was mad, but I said, my goodness. So I got mad too. I said, okay, I'm gonna give him a piece of his medicine too. Yeah, you did give you a piece of it.
That's how I felt.
Because
I couldn't get to you. But you did want to go walk. But I couldn't get to you. Yeah, because I'm like, Lord, this is crazy. And you know, I don't even do the FaceTime, live video. I don't do all that stuff. That's all that was way out my that show. I'm like, oh Lord, I don't even know this man. And I'm on here. I said, I'm totally out of character. And I had to be angry.
Yeah. You really was. You really was. And I was angry, and I apologized. And I was so upset because I really love my grandmother. I really love her, and I miss her. And I felt as though that, she didn't call anymore. That was really, and that added more depressed. And so everybody kept asking me about the library situation. They said, how could that be? I'm like, it was a lot of hurt and a lot of pain. and I just did not know how to release the anger in a creative way. And so one day I woke up and I went to that library and I did that damage, and it hit the news. And they diagnosed me with bipolar. But you believe that I don't have a mental illness. You believe that I just need to focus on positive, do the show, and not really focus and get in tune with that.
Yeah, that was with the library. That I knew then. I said that this the break it. This it, and hopefully you would get some type of help. Whatever is really going on, you need to. I knew you needed help, cause I was like, oh my God, that ain't my son. I'm really just wow. You know, but you just have to. Your thing, you have to get out of people. I'm telling you, it will keep you depressed.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is not for. It's gonna be a lot of them that ain't for you. Some are probably like, I wish they was cussed. Some might have hung up the doggone phone. Probably like, ain't no drama, because you know people feed off of that. Some they feed off of it. They have to have it. That's just how they are. But I don't know. But you know what? But we went through that. Only thing it does make us strong.
Make us stronger. Make us stronger. And I appreciate, even though the criticism that I gave to you as a mother, as I'm living now, I understand life happened. Nobody's perfect. And I just wanted you to be this perfect mother. Just you understand, just this perfect, just to be, and in life is not like that. And I had to come to that conclusion that my mother is not perfect and I still love her, because I was angry at all your faults. I tried to call it out and I was like, oh, and I built it up. And I should have talked to you when I was younger, but I never, there's a lot of things that I wanted to talk to you about. I just did not talk to you about it. And I covered it.
You kept all that stuff bundled up.
I did. And it took years. And then one day, 2 years ago, I just had a breaking point. And I would go to church. Now, the church knew what I was going through. The only thing that they said was just get on the altar. But they never said you need to have a conversation with your mother. You need to resolve the hurt. You need to resolve those issues. The only advice they could give me is just get on the altar and get Jesus. But they never said you need to resolve the issues with your mother. That was never the conversation. Because I was angry. And then I was so angry at women. I just did not like women at all, because I just didn't like my mother. And so once I got to the conclusion, I started to love you and I started to appreciate you, and we started working on our relationship, I'm starting to love women now. Because at one point I hated women. I just did not like women. Because you was my example. Because I
you this.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you now, you know, you learn from it, you went through it, and you still a work in progress, but it didn't take you out.
Yeah.
Some people don't have this story. Some have committed suicide. Some have made it. And you probably got somebody on this show probably thinking about killing themselves because of the pressure. They keep the stuff so bundled in. And it don't have to be like that. It's help out here. But you got to want it. It is help out here. It's people that you can talk to. The church, you felt that they didn't tell you this or that or the other. It's other resources out here. It's a lot of resources out here. It's people out here that could really help you. And it's people that have been through what you've been through. Really, that you done been through.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, if you listening to you when you on these shows, you're gonna have negative. You're gonna have a whole lot of negative, and you might have a few positives. That's how they are. That's how the world is. If I went by what people said, I've been rolled up, I will be in the grave. I can't worry about what people said. Because at the end of the day, they ain't got no calling on my life. Who is them? If they so concerned about me, and if you get all that, I wish you'd come and help me pay a bill or something. Or go to work for me. I ain't gotta work no more. I could retire.
And this is where I'm doing this show, is to become a millionaire to retire you, because I'm learning that now, and people are donating, they're helping me out, and it is really, and I'm appreciative of that.
Yeah.
And so they're helping me, but you're the one that gave me the advice, and you say, you know what, you need to do your show, you need to stay focused and stop worrying about people. And
But you got to understand, Marquise, if that's like I told you to do, but it's not gonna always be great. It's not gonna be perfect. You're gonna have to. Some people gonna criticize, and you got to be able to take some things. You got to be able to take it. That's just like if you working on the job. You got on the job, it's always somebody gonna work your nerve, but you know you still gotta have that job. You gotta learn how to take some things. That's what really makes that just make you even stronger and stronger. You gotta learn how to take some things. And that's what comes along with it. It's not the thing about you can't let it take it so personal that it's starting to affect your ability to even think, your ability to even focus, your ability to even be able to say, you know what, that's their opinion. It's okay. You're entitled to your opinion. You got to be able to know what comes along with doing in this type of industry that you in. You got to learn how to deal with it. And you're not going to always, they're going to say some things that you be like, oh my God. You really do.
And that's wisdom right there. So the people is just in the chat, they're saying they love your voice, they love your wisdom. But when you were younger, do you when you were younger, did you know everything? Did you say, oh yeah, I know everything when you were younger, when you were my age?
Oh Lord, no. No.
Mm-hmm.
Because first of all, I always was the type when I was younger, okay, I gotta learn the hard way. Cause I didn't listen at times. I was that type, I gotta learn the stuff the hard way. And I did. So you gotta learn that every time, you know, that's the part of growing up. That's what maturity. And when you get older, you be like, you know what? Wow, look what I went through. Look, I didn't listen. I went through that. I got through it. You know, I'm just thankful that God allowed me to get through it. You know, that comes when you get older. You're gonna look back and be like, wow, man, I went through that, man. And what you learn from it. And then you could pass it down to others. You might have a child. Hey, you might become a father. And you would be able to teach your child when what's going through their process of life. And it's not going to always be gravy. Life is hard. It's not just hard for the young, it's hard for the old. It's just with your age group, it's more harder because you feel it's no way out of it. I ain't gonna never get past this too much. But you do. You do get past that. And you be like, I made it through. Wow. Ain't that something? I'm more strong than I thought I was. I made it through all of that. And that's when maturity set in. It really sets in. Now that's what you need. That's what I said to you too. Long as it's something that's positive, because that was a mess. That was a hot mess for us to be sitting here and being able to talk and to share with your audience.
Oh yeah,
that was
major. A hot mess.
That's major.
Yeah.
That's major.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is.
And it's helping somebody.
Because some people don't ever, they die. They ain't resolved nothing. People that died and went on and took that stuff to their grave. Didn't resolve nothing. Now that's our breakthrough because we resolving our issues that went on back then and look where we at today. And what can you say about that?
Nothing you can say. You can just thank God for that because we went through a lot, and I think our issues played out publicly, and I own that because I shouldn't have put it out there. But I'm glad that we're working on that. And I'm glad that we're talking. I'm
Right.
loving the family. Do you think that the family love me and appreciate me?
Yeah, I believe they love you. They do love you. They were just angry. That's all we gonna see because we come from a Christian family.
Yeah.
Forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Forgiveness is strong. Now we're gonna see, especially when you got that kind of belief in God, can you forgive? And we're gonna leave it at that.
All right. I want to thank everybody that's tuning in and watching this. She gotta go. She can't be on here long. Some people say, can they ask some questions and call in? But she gotta go because she gotta work in the morning. I want to thank everybody.
Sure do.
She have work in the morning, so she can't be over. But we'll do a part 2 and bring on, and so the listeners can call in. Somebody asked for the Cash App. You can just post it in the comments, moderators, because the Cash App is Marquise Wiley 28. Anything else that you want to share? Because reason why I brought you on is because of the rumor with the grandmother situation. But now I think like this was our breakthrough. Because I think once you heard that, what was going through your mind once I showed you those videos of those people putting out those lies?
I mean, that made me mad. Like, wow, they would say something like that. What type of people would say something like that? I mean, why would they even come in their head to say something like that? But that's just like I said, that's how some people are. You're gonna have to deal with that. That's what coming on in this with the industry you're doing, in this industry with this show that you got going. That comes along with it. They're gonna come up with the sickest stuff. I wouldn't doubt if they said with him and his mama going together. They come up with some stuff. I don't know. It just pop stuff. Just pop the first thing pop up in their head. There they go with it. They run with it. So it is what it is.
So how is Chicago? Because I keep telling my people that I want to move back to Chicago. Now I called you and said I want to move back home, want to come back to Chicago, and you told me that Chicago is not good. Can you elaborate on that?
No, it's not. Chicago is it's just totally out of control. The police can't do nothing. You can't go on to catch the public transportation. You can't walk down the street without something happening. It's terrible. It's just terrible. And if you check out the crime chaser, Marty Johnson, his page, you see what's going on. It's out of control. They're killing babies. They just don't care. These folks, the heartless people, it just lost it. You can't even get on the highway, on the expressway, and be safe. They shoot people on the expressway. Just weeks ago, a 50-year-old postal worker got shot, killed, coming home, driving from work. It's out of control. It is out of control. And anybody from the Chi, from Illinois can see, you see it on the news. It's just in our communities. It's terrible. It's terrible. And if you got a chance and you somewhere, it can start a fresh start, I said take it. Because it's a lot of people are moving from here. They are moving from Chicago. It's that terrible. We're in a war zone. It's a war zone. It's all in the suburbs. It's terrible out there. It's in the city. It's just terrible. It's bad. I don't think nobody got no solution for that one. The crime rate is ridiculous. It's redundant. But if you doing good where you at, and why would you want to leave all that to come back to this hellhole? Because it's a hellhole. They done lost it. I just don't understand it. They're lost.
Well, thank you so much, Ma, for coming on the show and for clearing things up. Anything else you would like to share?
I don't know, but good night, and hope everybody have a prosperous day tomorrow, and be safe, and God bless.
All right, Ma. Thank you. I will call you tomorrow.
Okay, love you.
Love you too. So,
Okay, bye-bye.
bye-bye. All right, that was my mother. Let me give her a round of applause.